look. It's in a book, a reading rainbow.
Started like that. You can't do that. You can't do that. That is totally unfair. I said I wasn't gonna say nothing, and you're gonna start with that theme song. You are out of line.
Why can't I? Fine. Be this way. Censor my sense of music and joy.
I'm gonna let you have that one because I don't want it to be Bash Whitley Day. So I'm gonna let you have that and just hello everybody. How are y'all? It's FriYAY.
She never lets me have anything.
If y'all know what I know, you be like, she let you have this one.
I want to sing my song.
Do you know the words?
I know the words I just sang.
Oh, okay. That's what I was gonna ask. Do you know the words? Do you know how it starts?
Let's read the chat. Let's read the chat.
I'll give you the first. I'll give you the first few words. Butterflies in the sky. Go ahead.
I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in the book, a reading rainbow.
Okay, keep going.
I'm done. On that note, good morning, everyone. Happy FriYAY! I am Britt. This is my channel, brittwriterly. It's a book and author tube, ABC 123, everything that sounds like. This is my lovely co-host, Shay. I will let her introduce herself.
Hi, y'all. I'm Shay. My channel is Shay with the hobbies. I be writing, I be reading, I be creating. If that's something you think you could be interested in, mosey on over to my channel. Click that subscribe button. But remember, I, like all of my content, is Black with the big B and established in 1990. So there's that. So, come on over and see what you like. And, if you like, stay for a while.
Okay, I wasn't sure where you were going to go with that established in 1990 thing. Well, okay, pull up on the plane. Good morning, Pat. Hiya, Queens. It's FriYAY. Hope you both are well and had an enjoyable Juneteenth. I sure did, Pat. Thank you. Happy FriYAY, everyone. Happy reading and writing. Good morning, Maya. Good morning, SM Ryan. Good morning, Ari. Good morning, Cool Gamer. Do we know Cool Gamer's name?
I don't think we know Cool Gamer's name. If you don't want to be called Cool Gamer, let us know what you like to be called.
Invitation is out there. Good morning to my sister. Please don't what? Please don't bash Whitley. I agree.
Y'all, if y'all knew what I knew, we'd all like that's
but
why.
They don't. But they don't.
I'm bursting
but
at this
was signed, and so they don't, and they never will. And that's
I'm probably gonna tell Deidre. I'm probably gonna be like, Deidre, guess what?
Deidre is the one and only edition, and that's just it. But they were not in the room when it happened. Where it happened, so they don't get to know. Them and Aaron Burr will forever be cursed by their lack of knowledge of what happened in that room. I'm sorry. And I shall, Pat. And I shall. Blackity black queen.
How are you feeling better? Oh, wow. Okay. I sure was going to text you today to see how you were feeling.
Glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, definitely glad.
Shay is not going to catch you. Shay is going to allow one confidant. Agreed upon confidant is Deidre, who can honestly probably divine what happened in the room where it happened. There will be no other entries. And that is that.
Oh, yeah, let me go grab Deidre. Good morning. I'm about to tell you, girl.
Aaron Burr. I'm sorry. That's Aaron Burr, sir. Exactly. 5 points to you for catching that reference.
Yeah, y'all know I ain't never seen it, so I wouldn't have caught it.
You know, we have different strengths, but that's what makes us good together. Better together. I might as well have been in the room. sure Deidre is well aware. Blessings. Okay, since Shay is texting, let's just go ahead and get into our first sprint. We're going to try to do 90 minutes of reading or whatever you're doing. We got this. There's a poll in the chat. Oh, y'all are participating in it. Wow, thanks. Okay.
What's the poll?
Should I drop my honesty vlog today or should I wait until my traditional Tuesday? 7 people are like, today. 2 people are like,
all I'm saying is I got 4 skeletons and a ma'am in replies.
Listen. But Deidre, are you surprised? Exactly. So what's the big deal? What's the issue? What's the issue? The more you know, the more you grow. The more you grow.
You know my issue is just all the conversations we'd had. And I was like, that was what got me.
And what have we learned? People will never know what you don't know if you keep your mouth shut. And sometimes that's preferable because some of y'all talk too much and we never would have known. That's all. Unveil your ignorance in safe spaces. Yes. And then seal the room. That's what I'm saying.
This is very true. It's very true. I don't think anybody else would have had this conversation with you. They'd be like, no.
They would not have known. They would not have.
I ain't say nothing.
This is all circumventory conversation taken out. Yes, what are y'all reading today? Good morning, Brandy. Happy belated birthday to your baby girl.
Yes.
So beautiful. Thanks. Finished the meds Wednesday night. Have a 4-day weekend. Behind in my reading, but caught up on sleep. Well, listen, that's a good trade-off.
Amen.
That is a good trade-off. Ari is reading this Poison Heart. Oh,
nice.
Cool. Met Kaylin and got our copy of This Wicked Fate last night. Cool.
Those covers are really pretty.
Yes. Now, Kaylin gonna give you a cover. Have I read any of her books yet?
Really
I have not. But the
cover. You know who else gave you a cover? Lizelle Sandberg and Delicious Monsters that comes out in February 2023. Okay, just thought I'd drop that real quick.
It's truly. That is one of my favorite covers. So
I trust Lizelle, so I don't feel no type of way. But the way I was looking at the cover, and I was like, Ninja, didn't you just say you wasn't buying no more books because the covers was pretty? Didn't you just say that? I was like, it's Lizelle, so it don't count.
We're just gonna go right.
It don't count because it's Lizelle. But legitimately, I saw that cover and was like, I gotta have it. I gotta own this.
I feel like when people put in that much work, I get what I get, and I have to be okay with it.
Right, I'm not gonna be upset about it at all. I'm not gonna be upset about it. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna read that. And like I said the other day, I'm fascinated because the original title was Butcher Birds, and I don't know nothing about no Butcher Birds in that cover. So I want to know. I need to know.
I see it growing a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a reflection, and the tree is like got roots, and it's a face, and it's a mouth. I gotta know.
I gotta know that cover if you haven't. It's beautiful.
Fire.
You're very welcome. You're welcome. What can I say except you're welcome? For the moon, the stars, the trees. Anyway, not yet. What? Not sure yet. I may continue with. Oh, not sure what you're reading today yet. Got it. I may continue with The Stars and the Blackness Between Them. What a title. Or switch to an anthology. Okay. That cover is hot fire. Hot fire. Yes. She ate. Whoever designed that cover, listen, they definitely earned their keep.
That's the definition of understood the assignment.
Hello. I can't wait.
I can't ever do it because I can't stand it. That's a white girl. It bothers me.
Yeah, I'm just like, And if that song was meant to pose the question, can we officially call Wu Chile worked off? The answer is no. Y'all are living with that for the rest of your writing.
Y'all live with that for forever. I saw that video and I was like, why y'all let them get away with stuff like this? I just need to know why is this okay? right. I just need to understand.
Oh goodness.
Girl, put your tongue in your mouth and do something different, please. I can't even.
Mm-mm. It's I don't know, but that is truly social media culture because ain't no way just in the
You know what?
regular
Because the
music
crazy part is
business.
the first song that she did that went viral, like you wouldn't have thought it was her. Like everybody I know thought it was a black girl, and so then when you saw the reaction videos to
That's
people
why I
finding
don't
out,
like it. I'm like, it's giving caricature.
right.
It's giving caricature. And I didn't know it was a white girl.
Like when Iggy Azalea, when people used to be like, "You're Australian, speak Australian." Like, girl, you don't talk like this ever.
Now, if I was out here for a living doing an Australian accent in my everyday, y'all would be like, "You're a weirdo."
Right.
People can put on blackness whenever they want to, and it's just, oh, I didn't know that she was white. You want to know why?
Wait a minute.
Oh gosh. Not exactly when she stood a roots. I was like, oh. Oh my goodness. Good morning, KJ. Every time I see your name, Rachel comes into my mind, but
you blocked it.
Slap it down. Yes.
Right. I love it.
Good morning, Lizelle. Casually popped into such amazing praise.
We love you over here, girl.
Yes.
We love you over here.
You will always have fans in this corner of the internet.
For real. I'm gonna be dropping February 2023 for till February 2023.
Until February, exactly. Until then, prepare to be sick of me. Prepare to be sick of me. Get ready. Maya, my plan is to finish with the Library of Legends so I can finish this Poison Heart and get my hands on this Wicked Fate. Okay.
I love how many of y'all read those.
Just finished Yinka, Where Is Your Husband by Lizzie Damilola Blackburn.
Did you like it? I saw the cover and I thought it was cute, and I think it's a dope story, like premise for a story. Did you like it, Pat?
The premise.
It's like from what I remember, it's a Caribbean story or African maybe. I don't know. So it's different Black culture than like American culture. And it's just like I think is it other people getting married and she's the one not getting married and her family is just like
always a bridesmaid.
Yeah, kind of thing. I feel like that's it. I could be wrong. Could be totally off base, but I feel like that.
See, I was like, this sounds like My Sister the Serial Killer. Like I thought it was like you could kill the husband, and now we're asking where is she?
Nah, I'm not saying that. That sounds spicy. But yeah, no, I feel like it's like about like not meeting like familial expectations for where you're supposed to be.
I see.
Type deal. I feel like, but again, your girl could be wrong. I ain't really been reading or watching videos the past month, so
I've been out of pocket. I have not been.
Honestly, though, like no lie, the summer seems to be that way. Like, cause last year it was like
consecutive summer being like.
The summer is just like, let me just phase out for a little bit. I'll be back hardcore in the fall.
I'll be back. And maybe I'll be back with accessories. You don't know, but for now. Don't ask about me.
Right.
I see you when I see you.
That part.
Hello, Emma Ray. Latrice joined us. Hey. Don't get us started. We're supposed to be trying to get into.
Oh, did y'all? I didn't watch it last night because I was
me neither. Okay.
I didn't watch it last night. I was going to because y'all, I'm in love with Sammy and that's that. But like, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna watch it. Because here's the thing, I don't think who they had up against each other made sense. Like Omarion don't sing better than Mario. Like it's just not a thing. Like just not.
And also, wasn't Omarion a dancer originally or something?
Right. Like first he was in a group. So for me, that automatically discounts it. And I feel like you got a lot of play off of being Marcus Houston's little brother in B2K. Like, I mean, if not for B2K, will we ever have paid attention to Omarion?
We'll never know.
Probably not. Like, And then Raz B had the nerve to be on there talking about, he posted a video of Leon talking about you ain't nothing without David Ruffin. I was like, boy, not you over.
He said, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis?
Not you being hyperbolic with your place in the group, sir. I don't
know. She said, why you sounding off?
Right. Like, I feel like if out of the four of y'all, one of y'all actually had a solo career for a while is all I'm saying. You can dance your tail off, but as far as the like whole thing, I'm just saying.
Wow.
It'd be like if Michelle placed ain't nobody coming to see you about Beyonce, you'd feel like that's not your line. Like, when Caroline was like, I don't think he's supposed to say that. The person that wins, but like that would be that's not your line. That you can't say it.
Let Kelly say that.
Let Kelly say that. Like if Kelly said it, I'd be like, okay. I mean, because I be coming to see you.
Career now as a singer. I love Kelly Rowland. People coming to see Kelly.
Yeah, but Michelle.
That song Dirty Laundry, I said, oh, we're coming out.
Girl.
We're out here. She said, let me tell you something.
Dirty Laundry came out. I was like, first of all, where is this man and can I kill him? Who put his hands on you? Who? I was mad. But I will say the one thing that, and this is not to say that I don't like that things happen like this, but I think it's always a wake up call that like beauty and money don't change. Like it don't change. Like is somebody gonna be a dog? They just gonna be a dog. Like I remember being a kid and remembering that like everybody was in love with Halle Berry, and then old boy cheated on her. And I was like, as a kid, I was like, Halle Berry got cheated on. Now, mind you, I don't think she like all that, but the rest of the world did. And I was just like, y'all think she all that and she can still get cheated on? And I just feel like
it's open season for anybody.
It's open season.
It's open season for anybody out here.
Right. Then Beyonce told she got cheated on by Jay-Z. So I just feel like I also want to say, again, no shade to Beyonce, but the fact that Beyonce talk about quitting a job when she been doing the same thing for almost her entire life is hilarious to me.
She's talking about quitting a job.
In the new song, and she talks about like the lyrics,
break my soul.
I quit my job, and I just was like, have y'all not learned from Single Ladies? Like she made Single Ladies and went home to her husband. Like she talking about quitting her job and still doing the same job she's been doing.
Beyonce, like this is not autobiographical, honey. I'm right.
I just need y'all to pay attention to that before y'all start making moves. Is all I'm saying.
Because I sent you that reel that was like, we need new role models because these women out here are talking about being thoughts and going home to one man, honey. Listen,
right? They going home to the same man for like the past decade, bro. And y'all
not here busting it wide open for Tom, Dick, and Larry at the strip club. That's not where they are.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing. You to do that while they go home and cuddle.
Honey, they said I'm wealthy in health and in the bank account. You out here doing what? Sounds greasy. I'm just saying they are not writing autobiographically, so you need to get new role models.
My grandma used to say, "Actions speak louder than words." So you hear the lyrics, but what do you see? All I'm saying.
She said, "I'm write something for the girls out there." That's not my lot in life anymore, but you know they can dance through in the club.
I can't relate, but y'all can.
Here we go. What's business plans? Because that's
and about you and plans. Like, I think that's the other part that people forget. Like, this is a business,
right?
Like, part of Beyonce is a persona. There's something you're supposed to think and feel and see when you see her. Like,
yeah,
like you gotta remember that. And when y'all forget that and be like, "Oh, this is the person,"
you look silly,
right?
Really. Quiet as it's kept.
Quiet as it's kept.
Lemonade was the first time that she was like super autobiographical for an extended period of time. Before that, it was just little songs where it was like, okay, this may be a piece of her life. But other than that, I'd give you the Sasha Fierce album was the first time. Okay.
I'd give you that. Because that was like Ring the Alarm and some more. That was a lot.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That was but that was a lot going on.
Yeah, I think Lemonade was definitely that was the evolution of that
Oh yeah,
transformation.
no, definitely,
I mean, yeah, of course we all knew what happened. So
Right.
then, like, she's speaking on how she like emotions. There's the whole visual. I'm like, she took it to another level.
For sure, for sure.
But notice that what's after that is not that. Like,
Right.
that was very clearly her. She was very clear about that. And then this, she didn't give no interlude. No, I'm thinking as I'm sitting with my child. Like, she just went into the beat. Like, that's what it is. She's a performer.
Right. And I think that's what people forget.
They do. And with
Like,
a
she
little,
might not act on film, but she can act when it comes to performing.
that's her job. That's all of their job.
That
They
is
don't
her job.
want to know their business. They'd have no peace. No peace.
None at all.
That was a little episode of Riley Conversation about performing and writing. Back to our original. Deidre is staying out of the heat and reading everything in sight. Do
I'm
it.
trying to get like Deidre when I grow up.
No,
It was stupid. Wasting my time.
waste of time. Past my bedtime? Yeah, no. Ain't no way.
I got, Deidre, send me the funny stuff. Send me the funny stuff.
You know there are memes all over the place by now. Memes and clips.
England, trashing at 30-year-old daughter. Right, okay. So yeah, so it is about like where you are in life and where you are.
Okay. Hot mess, awkwardness.
Oh, so they put Lloyd versus Mario instead of Omarion? Because I thought it was Omarion versus Mario. Omarion versus Pleasure P. See, when I saw the sign didn't say that. Oh, you're saying this would have been better. Lloyd versus Mario would have been Omarion versus Pleasure P. Yes, I agree. I completely agree with all of this. All of this would have been better. Because first of all, Lloyd had us in a chokehold for quite a while.
Yes.
And Lloyd and Mario were at the same like time of a chokehold. Like, come on, bruh. Like that soft voice, like, stop. Wait a minute. Come on, y'all.
Oh, yeah. With the hair. Get it, shawty.
Curly-headed black boy. Y'all better go follow him on IG. Y'all better go follow that man, bruh.
Please. No, he had a job and he performed it.
Man, he did it.
Man,
come on, Mario
for that hair.
My hair. Come on, y'all. I just feel like y'all, it was mismatched for real. Right. As I say, thank you. You can tell she had old head parents.
Okay. She said, listen, don't be out here being a new fool.
At all.
Am I out here in the club with you? Okay. Do you ever see me out the club with you? Okay.
Bruh.
Smash that like button.
We appreciate it.
I mean, they cherry pick from Bible.
From the Bible, you're right. People be picking and choosing what they gonna listen to from the Bible. That's not how that works.
And that's that on that. Distraction music for the soft launch of the recession announcement.
Ooh. I ain't got no tea, but if I did, it would be hot. Like, golly.
Wow. Woo. And there's nothing left to say.
That, you see how silent?
Hello, it was like
Shay for real.
Short little Riley conversation, which that would be a good one, Shay, to talk about when people like as performers. And Ayana Gray was actually just talking about this. She was like, whether you believe it or not, and I'll have to go back and find her the thread, but she was like, whether you believe it or not, authors are, I think she said, use the word entertainers, and she was like, we can have some of the same problems that these like huge people that you think about, real.
No, I remember seeing that thread. I agree with that, and I also think that it's also part of why people get so bent out of shape about authors not living the way they want them to live. You have built this person up in your head based on what they're doing, and you know nothing about them.
Right. Like, which is, you don't have to know anything about them because like the book is not autobiographical, then like go your way. Right. But yeah, people, when you're writing a book, people definitely conflate their emotions about the characters and the story to how they feel about you.
And I definitely think it's more of a thing now, because I'll be honest, I never did that about books I read as a kid. I never remember
people's names, to be honest. I'd be like, oh, I read so I may go
Right.
find
I
it again.
couldn't tell you what they look like. I couldn't tell you anything about them. Like I just knew the author's name for this is the book series I like. Like that was
Social
it.
media gives this
Right.
appearance of like,
right.
yes, of higher accessibility. It's really a social media thing. Because I also don't remember, and I didn't have a social media as a kid, so you have to tell me. I don't remember authors having so many social media.
No, not at all. Well, because you didn't need it to sell things. Like, here's the thing. The truth of the matter is, no matter what your product is in today's world, you need social media in some capacity.
Yeah.
You need it on Twitter or Instagram, or like you need it in some capacity, unfortunately. And
you need
so
it like you need it on a website.
Right. And so now, especially for Black writers,
they can't find nobody.
They can't find you if you're not accessible on all these different platforms and doing all these different things. So it's like a double-edged sword, which is why I love, like, I think it's also why I'm glad that I started the YouTube channel before like the writing took off, so that like you get the sense of like, no, this is the layer. Like I love that, internet friends is a thing. So you like realize there's only so much of me that you actually are gonna get and you actually have access to. Because no, like I can't imagine. And I feel like that's the other thing is like I couldn't imagine tagging an author in a bad review. Like I couldn't imagine giving that much of care, right? Like these things that the internet has made people more bold for things they wouldn't do in real life. Like this person, I saw one time this person had commented on a picture and people like came in and started like hopping on the comment, and she was like, I was commenting, y'all didn't have to address anything that I said. And they were like, well, if you didn't want anyone to address what you said, you shouldn't have commented. She said, no, real life, like y'all, social media has got y'all messed up, because in real life, if you saw me having a conversation with somebody else, you wouldn't just jump in the conversation because I said something you didn't agree with. That's not how people move in real life. So no, it's not the same thing. And I was like, yo, this is real. This other person was like, social media has us so messed up that we think 100 likes isn't a lot. But the truth is, if 100 people complimented you in one day, you'd be overwhelmed.
Yeah. Yep. You'd be like, wow, I'm really everything.
I'm popping. I'm glad 100 people in one day tell me I'm fine. Girl, thank you. Mama, daddy, I'm fine. I get excited if a 2-year-old tell me I look pretty, let alone 100 people. Girl.
I'm like, you won't be able to tell me nothing for the next 3 weeks.
Man, I might not even change my hair. This might be my go-to hairstyle for the rest of the year.
Like, clearly this is my figure, so let me just keep it. Mario was a good singer, yeah. I don't win.
Half the songs were unknown day. That's it. Half the songs. Dang, I could think of like 4 off the first album, and then like 4 off the second album. But I mean, and it was like multiple people. I feel like you didn't have to do the whole time. That's sad. But Omarion just can't see it. So there's that. I mean, if he was dancing, he'd win. But like,
that's literally, it's like y'all got people out here just trying to embarrass them at this point.
Right.
We are not in the midst of the lockdown anymore. We don't have to embarrass people for kicks and giggles. We can leave the house now. Stop it.
Right. That part.
I be rubbing off on Shay in more ways than y'all think.
Like, nah, for real. She be getting on my nerves.
That's not what I said. I said I rub off on you.
Oh, Mark, I was agreeing. You do. You rub off on me for real. I'm not denying that. I
said it's
annoying.
I'm like,
you be annoying me. I do, like, I'll do something. I'll be like, that's because Britt, my friend. And I'll be like,
speaking of Beyonce, I want to leave my footprints on the sands of time. Yeah, and I'll always know I was here. Now I'll always know that a piece of me resides in Shay, if against her will. I'm okay with it.
That said something.
Hello. I mean, social media is a recent thing. Yeah, it did. I feel like that's rare now. Like the only people now, mind you, I don't watch all these different talk shows, but the only people that I have like really heard about even being on talk shows was Tomi Adeyemi when Children of Blood and Bones first came out, and she was on this, like, she had a huge rollout. And then I know Ayana was on Tamron Hall, and so was Namina recently. So like that's
so the ones that get big book club picks do, because like Mateo's on a bunch of talk shows. That's how I found out about him. He was on a bunch of
talk shows. I don't watch talk shows, so I wouldn't know. Which probably why.
Right. So has like Zakiya Dalila Harris. So it depends on it depends on the book that you're writing. That gets out there. To be
that's the truth. It depends on the book that you're writing. Everybody took social media more.
I agree. No, because like I was watching this girl that I follow on Instagram. She does like wig and makeup things, and y'all know I don't wear makeup, but I like to look at it. It's artistry. I think it's beautiful, right? And in my head, she was like 25. Come to find out, this girl just turned 21. And like the girl that I was following, the makeup artist girl, she literally had just turned 21. And I've been following her for like a year. So she was way younger than I thought she was. And she gets her first house. When I tell you her first spot looks completely looks like people I know that had to be in their career for like 5 years could get. And it's because the amount of money that can be made from the internet has so much surpassed what we were able to make when we were that age.
Right.
Like it wasn't a thing. Like now it is, but it's drastically changed the rate at which people are able to access things. And I think that also is part of the reason why there is such a disconnect with people and finances. Because you now, right? Because so then we get girls who are like $100,000 a year is not a lot of money, and it's like, yes, it is for majority of Americans. Like most people that you probably met in real life have never touched that in a year,
right?
Like,
and research shows that after $100,000, there is no change in how that money is going to affect you. As far as like make you happy after 100,000, they're like there isn't like there's not a major
wealth is security, like point blank. So it's when you get sick, you don't have to worry about not being able to pay bills.
After 100,000, you're like it doesn't impact.
No, like that's why people. I was like, y'all could never want me to be president because I swear to God, I would cap you at $1 million. You could never go past $1 million because you don't need it. There are so many people in this world who don't even get to 50,000 a year.
Yeah.
In the world, like not just America, the world. Like we have one of the highest cost of living solely because we make it that way, not because it has to be. Like that's an issue for me. Like, no, nah. You don't think billionaires should exist? No, why?
Why should they? They don't give any of that money back to society.
You can't spend it. You can't do nothing with like. First of all, half of the money is in theory, because it's most of the time a billionaire's billions is in stocks, not in actual cash that they have. It's an evaluation of their company. That's a completely different thing. And we're not gonna act like Americans don't overestimate everything. We thought Trump was rich for forever, and then he had to get elected for us to find out this man finagled his way on the Forbes. You got all this money, but you only paid $750,000 in taxes.
And that's why we shouldn't have no billionaires.
Right.
We're in debt, but we have billionaires. I don't understand.
I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense.
We're in it for trillions. Why should we? What? Nah.
We have numerous billionaires
for companies that do immense
harm. Majority of the world's billionaires are here. Why?
It's not making sense to me. Yeah, they do social media tours. It's all virtual. It is all virtual. At some point, authors had, JL had street teams for Wings of Ebony and Ashes of Gold. I didn't know it was a thing. As a person who was still the president of one, it is work, but it helps the author spread the word about their works. The author that I referred to is deceased. Deceased, and social media was not then what it is now.
What it is now,
yeah.
No, social media is definitely the new word of mouth.
Absolutely.
Right. 100 people you don't know. That's the other part. That's the other part that people don't think about. 9 times out of 10, most of these social media pages are open for any and everybody to see. Right. So that's another aspect of it that you're not considering. Like, is there 100 of your friends?
Do you have 100 friends in reality? No.
No. You got 100
No, you
country
don't.
places.
Maybe.
This part, in real life bystanders, in real life church mice, in real life, I didn't see none, I ain't say none. Name is Bennett and I ain't in it. So like,
Hello.
why when there's a computer and there's like internet space, you feel like if you feeling froggy, you gonna leave because you
exactly.
You're gonna keep both feet on the ground. Fight. It's weird. And I think that's the other part, that it's like a generational thing, because like I grew up where you could get hurt in real life over something you said on the computer.
Yeah.
Like with MySpace days, like you wasn't like you was getting seen for stuff you said on MySpace.
Mm-hmm.
So are definitely not for everyone. How social media is something that most right, and I think that's true.
It's more accessible.
Right.
They shouldn't exist, especially since most of their money came from exactly.
Come on now.
Like you got all this money from doing harm. You barely pay taxes on it, but you'll cry about the taxes that you do pay. Right. And then the country that you live in love is in debt up to its hair follicles.
That part. Right.
Senseless.
Like I hate when people are like talking about jobs going to like China and stuff. And I was like, so y'all are mad that they'll take a lower wage, but nobody's mad that the companies refuse to pay Americans a living wage, and that's why they go to China. Like that isn't what bothers y'all? Because that's the truth of it, right? Like they only have a job because we don't want to do right by people, and that's okay.
But the conversation is so different. Like, oh, those
if I was the president, again, nah, you can't have an American-based company and get your work done in another country. Veto that immediately.
Nope. Hashtag patriotism. Y'all are ridiculous.
Right, because that don't make no sense. How we got all this land and don't even use it? We're one of the biggest, if not the biggest physical country land-wise, landmass, and just got stuff that ain't nobody doing nothing with. How we don't got food and we got farms out the a-hole?
Questions for Congress.
Come on now.
We'll wait. We've been waiting.
I like how we did 37 minutes of just talking. We missed each other. That's what that was.
All right, y'all ready? This is the timer bomb, so mind the wet, the boom, precisely. We're going to do 30 minutes. I am reading my favorite book, the Bible. I'm going to study for my ladies class. We are talking about Proverbs. Are you being wise or are you being foolish? So I'm going to reread chapters 1 through something, however much I can get in the next 30 minutes. Shay, what you reading?
I have a few books on overdrive. I think I got Bitter came in. Hold on, let's see. I got a few that came in. Hold on,
No, what was I just reading? Forthright, obviously. But right now it's time for God, so I switch.
She didn't ask what you was reading. She didn't ask what you was reading. She didn't ask what you was reading. I mean, I hear you, but like she wasn't like was typing reading this morning. That was not the conversation.
I'll ask you now.
Are you gonna tell her? You gonna tell her what you was reading? You C spot run? Thank you.
He said, I'm just reading your face.
So I got Bitter and My Sweet Girl. That was our book club pick for last month that I didn't finish. So I'm gonna be reading either one of those. Not that there's a book club pick for Tuesday that I need to start on, but you know, it's gonna be a thing.
I don't even remember what romance. Oh, that was a month ago, right? That like Denisha Little or something like that.
I can't remember.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
That was before my little hiatus.
That was way before hiatus. So I was like, I don't remember when that book was. I remember I remember one romance book was the Therapist, and she ain't have it all. Okay, so I think people need to stop writing therapists because I ain't read a story where any of these therapists got any good sense yet. All these therapists are doing harmful things to people, and I just don't understand. Wait, I ain't go to school for it, but I feel like this ain't good behavior.
What you watching on TV? I know you out of order.
Man, reading? How you know this man is traumatized? Girl. So that's the last romance I remember you reading. But I feel like there was something else that you were reading and you were liking. But
oh no, I was telling you about that privately. The one with the therapist. I forget what it was called, but I know that the main character's name was Tally. And I don't usually write reviews because I just don't even think about it. But I wrote a review on that book. I was like, this is ridiculous behavior for a professional therapist. Malpractice. And also just unwise for a single woman living alone. Anyway, but yeah, no. The one I was telling y'all about was Unapologetically Me by Denisha Little. I assume all book therapists are purposely bad. I mean, if they were doing their job, where would be the fun? If they were saying all the right things, there would be no action. I mean, there would be because people don't listen to
their therapy. There would be because the other person could be problematic. I just feel like it's a bad look. Like, okay, so for me personally, right? Like, it's a bad look for all the Black women in the books that you write to be problematic. It's a bad look for all the therapists you write to be problematic. Like, that's my personal opinion. Right? It's why I can't stand The Oval. I don't know how anybody watched that show. Like, you can't convince me Tyler Perry don't got a thing against Black women watching that show. Like, there is not a good Black woman in that show dang there. Like, how do you do that? And it's like 7 of them. You mean you can't make a good Black woman in 7 characters? Bruh.
Yeah. Anytime especially because, this was my aunt with Theodore Taylor. And Shay, I mean, y'all all know I was like, she had me in a whole chokehold. Shay knows especially because there are hours of her life that she's simply not going to get back. Let's just move this bomb timer for 1 second. There are hours.
If y'all came for sprints, we apologize because it's obviously gonna. As you see, when we both go on hiatus, we just
things happen.
That's it.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna sprint, y'all. We are. I listen. Theodore Taylor can definitely write drama. She will definitely give you drama. It's the fact that all of her couples were interracial that I was like, okay, I mean, okay, are you okay? But then, because not most of them were white and white ethnicities, there were very few interracial relationships that had like a Black woman with another brown person. I can count them on one hand, and I really only need half the hand. So that was just like, okay, I mean, I guess I can come to you for the drama. But it was not only that, because if that had been the only thing, I'll prepare to take on the chin. I'll prepare to eat it. But it's the fact that whenever I saw a Black man, he was always a criminal. And it would be the protagonist's brother sold her into sexual slavery to the white man that she ends up with. And I'm just like, listen, I'm all for theater.
You need a therapist, Theodora.
I'm all for theater of the absurd, but this is not subconsciously absurd. You really believe this? Like, you really out
the part
here
that gets me is that the part that gets me is the brothers are criminals, like the white boys aren't too. Like, it don't be like it's like a white man lawyer. He be in the mafia. Like, he be an enforcer. Like, he don't be a boss. Right. He don't be a doctor who's trying to fight malpractice. Nah, he be like, I got guns and things, girl. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's like, you can't relate to Black people from the hood, but you read mafia romances. Like,
but you can relate to the Bratza?
I don't understand. You don't speak Russian, girl. You don't know no Italian. How you relate to this? Make it make sense.
The Bratza, the Corsican. Okay, what you know about them?
What you know about the Yakuza, girl? Nothing. You don't know nothing.
What you know about that?
But you can't relate to Johnny who sell weed and bought the corner store gas station. That don't make sense to
Seriously.
you? So you ain't never been to a corner store and seen somebody buy single cigarettes. You don't know what that like? Okay,
Sure.
bro,
It
whatever.
feels like we're actually in the fantasy genre. No one wants to say it because it's just the otherworldly stuff. But anyway, it just got to after I saw it the first time, I was like, oh, okay. Well, at least there was a black man in it because there'll be no black men in her books normally at all. But then, like after the second time that it happened, I was like, no, I didn't even get through the book. After I saw that and met the guy, I was like, no, I can't. I can't. And all of her, like a lot of her male characters are toxic in a very similar possessive way, which I'm not surprised because they're all mob bosses. They're all criminals. I
Right.
take what I want.
Right. I do what I want. People listen, and that's just what that is. So, like, yeah.
KJ, I'm not clicking on that. I want you to know in advance I'm not clicking on that.
Okay, well, I gotta go see it now. What did it say?
Moving down the line, we've missed y'all too. Move this boom timer. Okay, the boom timer is coming back for those of you who actually came to read. We're gonna get on that right now, okay? Y'all get ready to read or write or work or take a nap or whatever you want to do. Pray if you need to. I don't know about you. In 3, 2, 1. Okie dokie, people. Let's see. Sorry if the boom scared you. But the stories be the same villain, terrible man, but we know the real deal. You gotta hate it. Bye, Maya. Thank you for joining us. Okay. So, how did everybody do? I got through 3 chapters of Proverbs. Mind you, I did not read all this. We've been studying Proverbs for a while, so I didn't just jump in I got through 3 chapters, because that's not a thing. And if there's one thing that I've really appreciated about this study of Proverbs, it's that I didn't really appreciate this book. Proverbs is part of wisdom literature. It's not supposed to be read in the same way as other books in the Bible. And one of the first things that Sister Linda, the teacher, was saying was, you have to understand 2 things. One is that Proverbs, biblical Proverbs, are not promises. They're general truths about how things generally go if you do certain things, but it understands that there can be exceptions. It's just not the book where those exceptions are discussed. That's where Ecclesiastes comes in. But for example, if you grew up in the church, you know that people are always going to be saying, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. That's a proverb. But we know that just because you raise a child a certain way doesn't mean that they're going to continue in that way. But generally, if you raise a child with certain moral foundations, they will continue in that, or at least return to it. But it's not a promise. And so understanding that really helps me appreciate more of what the book was saying. That Proverbs are not promises. Unless they deal with the nature and character of God, then it is a promise. And so reading it like that, I'm like, oh, this is such, I don't know, just that one key. And the second key, the major thrust of the Proverbs, which is 1:7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. And that gets highlighting my hair, that gets repeated throughout the 31 chapters. And I'm just like, it's just so interesting. It's so interesting, especially this father-son talk, these paternal appeals. There's 10 of them throughout. It's just interesting and useful. Anyway, that's what I was doing. I was actually not doing that. I mean, I was, but I was doing more sort of outlining. I was reading through the father-son conversations in Proverbs, but after paternal appeals spaced throughout are 4 poems, poetry, 4 poems from Lady Wisdom. And so the homework assignment is to look at what is the relationship between what the father is telling his son and then what Lady Wisdom is speaking about in her poem. And that's what I find super interesting, as a writer, that I was like, oh, Proverbs are just Proverbs. But the first 10 chapters of Proverbs are not the hundreds of little Proverbs that we associate with Proverbs. 1 through 9. 1 through 9 are these paternal appeals and Lady Wisdom and all of that. We don't get the little one-liners in Proverbs until chapter 10 and beyond. So looking at the first 9, how it's setting it up and how it's so intentional, I'm like, this is just great writing and structure. But that's what I did. Shay, why are you smiling? I get caught up.
Oh, this is interesting to me because this is all I did as a kid. So you're talking about stuff that I've known my whole life. So it's just interesting to me. So the way we were raised. No, so you got to remember, I was homeschooled for 5 years in a very strict Christian home. So every day, one of our assignments, there's a Proverbs for every day of the month. So every day of the month for 5 years, I read Proverbs. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I was smiling. It's literally what my life was for a section, not trying to be funny. Like, no, we had to
Well,
pray
I'm
scripture.
glad at
So most
26
of the
I'm
prayers.
learning things you already knew. Congratulations.
No, I didn't even say. You asked me why I was smiling, and
I
I
didn't know you were smiling because of that.
because it's just like when you're talking, I'm like, yeah, nah. Proverbs is my favorite book of the Bible. Like, yeah, there's so much wisdom in Proverbs. Like, I love it. It's my favorite book of the Bible. I know it better than any other book because I've had to read it so much.
I think Romans might be my favorite. It's just good argumentation. It's and that's I guess that's I want to know how to prove the point, or even not how to prove the point, how to explain it, how to articulate it. And Romans is a really great book for articulation. I forget who told me this, but they were like, yeah, in law school, like you have to study Romans because of its argumentation. I was like, oh, interesting. So I love Romans for that. It's probably tough between Romans and Ephesians, though. Definitely, I think Ephesians 6 is one of my favorite like chapters in the Bible, just talking about the whole armor of God. But that's me. That's me. Okay, what did you read?
So I read some of My Sweet Girl. I think I need to turn the speed down on it because I wasn't like getting into it. But then also I caught up on Twitter stuff, and let me just say, ooh, y'all be wilding on these internets. So there's that.
We'll update later. Let's see. Maya had to run. I sent out some emails and read about 8 pages of For the Time Being by Ruth Ozeki. Okay. Is that a tell for the time being, or is that a different book hers I'm thinking of? I scrolled Twitter for a bit, you and KJ, and read for a bit, made it to 5% of Slumber book. It's a dystopian sci-fi novel I may have to put down since it's similar to the real dystopia we live in. Well, listen, it'd be like that. My father had us read Proverbs as a punishment. That's unfortunate. That's not a great relationship to construct between the Bible and your children. Big eye roll. Big eye roll. Okay, that's all for the time being. Yeah. Okay. No, yeah. I was like, I feel like she has another book of a similar title. Yeah, I haven't read it. I just heard a lot about it. Okay. We're going to try to get right back into a sprint lest we get swept up again by conversation. Doing some work stuff, hoping I'll get to read before I have to wash my hair, but we'll see. Listen, we're on your side, Lizelle. We really hope. Wash days. No, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll. It seems like overwhelmingly y'all are like, go ahead and drop that honesty today. So I am going to drop it at 2:00. So that'll be that. Y'all watch the spot. Not long, it's like 10 minutes. They've been short since the beginning of the summer, I feel like.
Deidre, I can't stand you. Okay, that's all I want
Did
to
she
know.
say something?
No, yeah, yes and no. I can't stand you. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. She said something to you. I was like, I don't see anything. God, I love wash day. Man, I do my very best to make sure that my wash day is orchestrated by a trained beautician because I don't have the time.
I got to do my like wash and refresh day so these can make it 2 more weeks.
Man, I don't have the time or the shoulder strength to tussle with Cheryl. Like, I really don't. That's me. Okay. Let's hop back into it. Wait, it's 11:30. How is it 11:30? It's okay. No, we're not. We are going to do a 20-minute timer, and we're going to use the Butcher Birds timer. I'm going to put y'all on mute for a second so that y'all don't have to hear me click clacking. Shay, talk to the people.
Okay, so Deidre sent me this thread from this verses, and that's what I've been like skimming through and playing these videos. And why did they do this? I would want like I feel like y'all should try to veto for Beyonce type internet power so y'all get this completely wiped from the internet. Because like, bro, I would never want nobody to see this. Like I'd be so mad. Like, you know how like you participate in your like fifth grade talent show, but you don't ever talk about it later in life? Like that's what this remind me of. Is that like, yeah, this was a moment and it should never be brought up again. Cause I'm over here dying. Dying. This is hilarious. So that's me talking to the people.
Sounds like misfortune. Okay, thank you. We are going to go
Not
into a
somebody tweeted and was like, Ray J, I'm sorry, you were amazing, sweetie. Also, if you like Twitch streamers in 3DR, hey. And then they're gonna reply and say, but also, Sammy, when you finna drop the One Wish cover. Not somebody asked about Sammy covering your decades old song because you just but I mean it's my baby. Sammy can do no wrong, so there's that.
7th Streeter.
No, Sammy, I like the
Oh,
way
Sammy.
you look at yeah,
I
that's
was
my
to say,
baby.
yeah, I like 7th Streeter. Yeah, she can cover One Wish, I guess. I can't see it, but
I
I'm sure
can't
she
see
would
her
do it.
cover One Wish either, but I mean, she can sing, so there's that.
Right, like I'm sure it wouldn't be bad.
Not somebody put a picture of Brandy and said she looked like she came disguised as a symbol.
Here's what I'm not about to do with y'all.
I needed this laugh, Deidre. I can't stand you.
Oh my gosh. On that note, and 3, 2, 1. Y'all turn them pages or do, whatever you're going to do for the next 20 minutes. Oh, not it coming in 15 minutes in. StreamYard said, go ahead and head out. Whew. Okay, here we go. Okay. That was our last sprint. I definitely wanted to get 90 minutes of reading in. We definitely got 50, which is a new low, but that's okay. We had good conversation, and that friends is what really matters. So I stopped at Proverbs 4 and started back on chapter 7 of This Present Darkness. Hank is talking to, what is his name? James Farrell, the minister who was at that congregation before him. Yeah. Anyway, interesting book. I'm sure this will become one of my favorites. It's definitely had a huge influence on my writing, arguably more significant of an influence than even a craft book has had on me, although craft books are the business and I do love them. But just as far as like the direction of my writing and encouragement in my writing. Let's see. Shay, how did you do on that? I'm like going through the chat.
So I'm not gonna hold you. I'm totally scrolling through and laughing my tail off. Like somebody was like, I feel like Fab is at home laughing his tail off, and I screamed because y'all know I'm a hip hop head, and I remember when Fabulous and Ray J got into it, and Ray J went on the radio talking noise, and then Fab had to go on the radio, and Fab was like, "You mean Brandy, little brother, little Mo to the east?" Like, but that will never not be funny. Like, never not be funny. Like, you will always be Brandy little brother to most of us. Like, bro, like that will forever be your claim to fame. Like, so I had a nice little chuckle off of that. I just now I wish I had watched it. Now I'm mad. Now I wish I had been a part of the moment because these clips are hilarious. There's like a clip and like he was demolishing One Wish. So it's like Sammy and Bobby Valentino in the corner and they're like harmonizing One Wish. They're harmonizing. This man is mad. Like you see, he is upset that they are singing his song better than he sang it. And they not even really singing. Like it's really two words. Like
wait, so Ray J sang his own song, he did it well, and the backup was just better than him?
No, Ray J was awful. There's nothing well about what happened. Like the cats that you heard might have been unwell. Like that might have been what happened. Wow. Like literally, so many tweets were like, "How is your sister like the vocal Bible and you show up to do this?"
Not you show up to do this.
Like and then somebody put a clip where he was trying to tell B2K that they need to come up higher vocally, and somebody was like, "Remember this?" And then there's so many that was like, remember when they tried to tell us Ray J couldn't sing as a kid? That boy could never sing. He was never a good singer. He was dark skinned and his sister could sing. That is what happened. He could act his tail off. That's what happened. He was cute. That was it. That was it.
I feel like this is what happens when you don't know yourself well enough. Because if he had, know thyself, if he had known himself,
no, so
he'd have been like, thank you for the invitation. No, thank you.
Nah, because he arrogant. He ain't never not been arrogant. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, if he had known I'm a great actor, and if pressed, my character could even pull off singing because I have these other things going for me. We could coach it out, whatever. I could hit a note if I got a vocal coach. But to be out here like I'm a singer, you don't know yourself.
Somebody was like, I didn't realize he had that many songs. Me either. I can think of 5 songs with Ray J's name, and most of them ain't his song. He's singing
more than me.
I can only think of 2 actual Ray J songs. Well, 3, because I Hit It is a song too, apparently. I hit it first when he dropped that when Kanye West married Kim Kardashian.
Oh, that's ugly. That's ugly. Unbecoming behavior.
Man, I mean, when I feel like there's not much you can say when your wife is known for her body being out on the internet. I feel like you just kind of open yourself up to that. Like, I feel like you just got to take them lumps and laugh it off, dude. Like, that's who you chose to be with, right? Like, not you was talking about you had to take a shower every time you was with Amber Rose. Like, you didn't have to take a shower with old girl either. Because I'm just saying, like, neither one of these women just seem like you just. Why you trying to put one against the other, sir?
Yeah, people make odd choices.
Real odd choices, and then be looking at you crazy like, sir, we told you she was bad for you when you started. Jay-Z stopped being your friend in the beginning, and then you wanted us to be mad. Yeah, they was like beefing at first, cause apparently Beyonce didn't ever want to be around Kim. She's like, I'm cool, and then there's not really, we not really like friends like that. Like, you and him is friends, but like me and her ain't really like.
That's funny.
And then y'all get divorced, and you want the black community to come save you from the Kardashians. Boy, we tried to warn you. You tried to warn yourself on Gold Digger, and you didn't listen. So I don't know what you want from me.
Listen, as Proverbs said, guard wisdom in your heart. Listen, guard it. But at any rate, we are creeping up on this hour.
Yay!
Thank you all for coming. We got 16 people in here. Wow, we're getting back up to our weight.
Right.
Right.
It was like, no, I was like, because what bad company corrupts good character. That's why. Like, that is why. Like, there's some things you don't want to be associated with. Like,
you said, I don't want to see the good in it. I don't want to see the good in it.
No, not at all.
It's important to have boundaries.
It is. Like, your husband,
even when you're married, if you want to go hang out with
your friends, your husband can have friends. They don't gotta be your friends.
We don't have to share all the friends. It's good for you to have your own guy friends. I don't have my own girlfriends.
Right.
And they don't have to intersect. We don't have to do the couples thing where every couple, you gotta be friends.
And it's like all the wives, my husband, when he invites us somewhere, my wife will come too, and it's that that sound is going out. Like, don't add me to that. Don't do that.
Catch my eye right here.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Your wife will not be accompanying.
Whoever married me has to know that, because my face is gonna tell the truth when my mouth don't. So, like, don't invite me nowhere.
Anyone that marries you is going to know. Anyone that is dating you will have to know.
You don't know, like.
It's like, now, listen, husband, do you want me there? Do you?
Sure. I would like for you to keep your friends. I wouldn't want to be the cause.
Right. I don't want to have that friend. Maybe not, but I don't want to be the reason.
I don't want to be the reason. If y'all grow apart, y'all grow apart. But I don't want it to be because your wife really said something. But was it the truth?
Said of me that I
was it the truth? Right. No. I understand. I'm a handful. That's why it's me and you, baby. I understand. I'm not trying to
and I. The rest of them,
I understand.
They're not in the room where it happened. They're not in the room. Shay, do you have any announcements before we go?
Yes, tomorrow I have a poem going up for the Pride and Prejudice anthology. It is very open and raw and honest. So, look forward to letting y'all get in on that and see what that's like. We got Short Story Saturday tomorrow with Maya, so that'll be happening. And then we'll be back for the Edgar Allan Poe read along on Tuesday. So yeah, that's all I really got. And occasionally, sometime within the next 5 days, I'll be on Twitch if y'all want to play some words on stream and listen to some music and hang out with your girl. But that's it. That's all I got.
Have you ever listened to the Ray J songs?
I'm not gonna lie. We probably are gonna have a let's watch this nonsense watch party. Let's see this. And I was like, okay, so it was at this moment where I was like, what is y'all doing? Why? We're not gonna stop.
I feel that it was on purpose. I feel like at this point, Versus is let's just make good TV. Like,
Cause
let's just
bruh,
create some havoc.
bruh.
Let's just bring people.
I can't wait to go watch, especially because like half the people that were there really can sing. So I'm curious to why I'm hearing it was such a horrible night.
You don't have to tell me. Thank you. Sorry, last ones. Thank you. You're welcome for the sprints. We are happy to be back.
For real. Backity back, blackity black. Hey.
Yeah, y'all have to tell me about it. But watch out for the June honesty coming in at the end of the month today at 2 Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you watch it. And until then, we will see y'all later days. Y'all are so welcome for the sprints. Thank y'all for coming to be with us. Thank y'all who smashed that like button. Thank y'all for commenting. We really appreciate spending this time with y'all. It's really, really great. All right, humans. Bye.